Welcome to this published author show. My name is Kenneth Muyingo, and with me I have a special guest that I will be interviewing. First, I just want to mention, if you watch this interview and you would like to write a book yourself, to become an author and write your first book, there's a link with the interview for you to join the group, become an author and write your first book, to connect with like-minded people who are doing the same. And with that said, I would like to get into the interview by asking my special guest to say hello to our viewers and listeners and to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Glenski Coppage, and I am the author of 100 Days to Self-Love.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for making time for the interview. So the title of the book is 100 Days to Self-Love.
Yes.
Very nice. If somebody's watching this interview and they would like to know more about Rebecca, what can you share with them?
Well, I am a nurse practitioner. I take care of children, and I am a mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm a writer. I have a blog and a website that they can check out to learn more about me and my life and to read more of my writing.
Wow, very nice. Quite a profile. Nurse, mom, writer, you have a blog, you have a website. How it's wow, thank you for making time for the interview. And so tell us about 100 Days to Self-Love, right? Do you have a copy of it with you there? Maybe we can see it?
I can grab one.
Yes, please. That would be nice.
Yeah, 1 second. Here's a copy of it.
Very nice. 100 Days to Self-Love.
Yep. Yeah.
Amazing. And what inspired you to write this book, Rebecca?
Over the past 2 years or so, I've gone on a journey of trying to figure out who I am and accepting where I am in my life. Instead of trying to change who I am, I'm just becoming more comfortable with where I'm at and who I am and loving myself. And so after I kind of went on this journey, I thought, a lot of people are on a journey to love themselves better and accept themselves. And I thought that my experiences could really help other people.
Very true indeed. This, I think, now more than ever is a very sensitive topic or a very relevant topic because society teaches us to love other people, but we don't get enough about loving ourselves.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Wow. And so you say that it was birthed out of a journey that you were on, and wow. And when did you write the book?
I wrote the book this past fall. I really just got this, it took a while. I got this idea last summer to write this book, and then I sat with the idea. I couldn't really seem to do anything with it for a while. And then suddenly I was ready to write. And once I started writing, it just all came. It came very quickly. And I was very lucky to be able to find time in my schedule to carve out for writing. And I completed the manuscript in December.
Wow, that's amazing. And how long did it take you? So from the fall to December?
Yeah, so I would say it took me about 2 months, which is very, very fast for writing a book. It just poured out of me. I couldn't stop writing.
Wow. Do you have any writing experience before you embarked on this journey?
I did release a young adult novel back in 2012, before I had children and had a lot more time on my hands. And so I am already a published author because of that book. But prior to that, my writing experience really was through my education, and then also just a lot of journaling and writing short stories. And I've always really enjoyed writing since I was very young. And so most of it has been for myself, though, just journaling or writing letters to people I love. So, yeah, this is a little new for me.
Indeed. And you mentioned that it was out of your own experience that you got inspiration to start writing. Now that the book is written and it's out there, what would you say is the vision that you have for 100 Days of Self-Love?
So my vision really is to reach out to other people and to inspire them. My hope is that it is an inspirational book to other people, whether they're in similar shoes as me or in very different shoes than me. I think that everyone can take away advice and information from this book.
Indeed. And just one other question here. Looking at your experience that you got with writing this book and the journey that you were on, if somebody's watching us and they find themselves struggling in this area of self-love, where would you advise them to start?
I would advise them to start with making peace with whatever is eating them up inside. So whether it's a past mistake or a relationship or something that is causing them stress and grief in their life, is making peace with that. Letting go of their past mistakes and moving forward.
Wow, that's great advice. Thank you so much. And so the book is written, and what would you, so you mentioned earlier about the experience that you had, and then you had a prior book that you published. And I'm thinking there's people who struggle with this area, and maybe they even find some tips and some valuable information on their own journey, but they don't get the courage or the to take it a step forward and actually document it. What would you say is the one thing that happened to you personally that has had the greatest impact on you writing? Because you mentioned that you already published one book before you got married. What's the
Yes.
title of that book?
It's called My Perfect Little Secret. It's about a girl in high school, and it follows her through one of her years of high school, and she develops an eating disorder, and it follows her as she journeys through that.
Wow, that's a good one as well. My Perfect Little Secret.
Yes.
And yeah, looking at this, I mean, this title is also really captivating. And
Thank you.
and then this one, 100 Days to Self-Love. What would you say is the one thing that has happened to you personally that has had the greatest impact on you writing?
I would have to say, so my first book is about a girl with an eating disorder. And then my second book is about learning to love yourself. And so there's kind of a connection there because I personally have gone through struggles with an eating disorder and in my teenage years and my college years. And that has had a very big impact on who I am as a person. And my hope is that by sharing some of the journey I've been on and the struggles I've been through will help other people who are also struggling to love themselves and love their body and to make peace with who they are.
Indeed. That's very true indeed. You just reminded me of something. Somebody I was interviewing a couple of weeks back said that the book that most changes your life is the one that you write yourself.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
That is a very strong statement.
Yeah, she said it and it stuck with me. And listening to what you're sharing there, that uh, you were on these journeys and you have shared out of your own experience, but would you also see that there's been a deep transformation in your own personal life as a result of the books?
I would, yeah. So really, when you write a book like 100 Days to Self-Love, you put it all out there. I mean, you've got to be real if you're going
Yeah.
to have an impact on people. So it has really helped me to learn how to be more open about my situation and to share with other people, because I think the more you share, the more impact you have.
Yeah.
If you keep everything inside and you don't talk about it, then nobody benefits from that.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, I think we were not even designed that way, to just keep things within ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah. And talking about self-love, um, right now with the way the world has been disrupted, many
yeah,
people, the things that they were holding on to have sort of crumbled, or the rugs have been pulled from under their feet. And
yeah.
it has left many people feeling like they're not worthy, or they're not even comfortable being in their own skin. What can you
Yeah.
share with somebody like that who is watching us and they find themselves in this place?
Well, first of all, I would share that there's hope, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you just have to continue holding on to whatever little amount of hope that you have. But I think it's also in this day and age when everything is happening with COVID, and our world just seems torn apart. One
Yeah.
of the things I talk about in my book is that sometimes focusing on yourself is really important, but another step to helping yourself is to focus on other people and to find healing and helping others. So
Yeah.
I spend some time in my book talking about volunteering and doing things for other people, to get outside of yourself and to see that maybe your situation isn't so bad, and
Yeah.
that there are other people that could really benefit from what you have to offer. So for example, if it say you cut hair for a living, spending a Saturday cutting homeless people's hair, what that could give back to you and what that gives to them.
Yeah. Wow. That's great and very powerful, because sometimes we're so much preoccupied with our own situation, and we don't realize that there is other people around us who are having it way worse than we are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. And I think that if you can open your eyes to the whole situation, that sometimes that brings healing for yourself.
Indeed. Wow, that's very true. And so 100 Days to Self-Love is published. We will be sharing the link with the book. Where can
Mhm.
people buy the book?
It's available on Amazon,
Very
and
nice.
yeah, it's also available in some of the local bookstores in the city that I live in. And
Very nice.
so if you're in Kansas City, then you can find it at some of the local bookstores. But the easiest place is probably Amazon.
All right. We will put the link, the Amazon link with the interview, so that it can be accessed worldwide. And
Wonderful.
are you working on any other books, Rebecca?
I had somebody suggest to me an idea that I'm kind of thinking about, but they suggested making a workbook to go along with 100 Days to Self-Love,
Ah,
and I think that's a really interesting idea, and I'm thinking about maybe pursuing that.
indeed. Wow, that's a great idea, because it's I think it does go really well with 100 Days to Self-Love. And then you can
Yeah,
just work it out for yourself and just go on this journey.
yeah. Yeah, at the beginning of the book, I suggest having a notebook or a journal in order to kind of jot down your feelings and thoughts. And so I think it would be very cool to have a workbook that went along with the book.
Indeed. Well, this is great. And I'm really excited about this one. I think I'll be getting myself a copy as well.
Well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and so if somebody watches this interview and they would like to contact you and connect with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
So I have a website, and it's my name. It's www.rebeccaglenskicoppage.com, and they can find me there. They can also find me on Facebook, just my name again, Rebecca Glenski Coppage.
Very nice. We'll put
and I'm
those
happy
links.
to connect with my readers. I love to talk with people about my books, and I love to talk to people about the journeys they're on. So I hope they will reach out to me.
Indeed, most definitely. And this was very inspiring. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And maybe is there anything else that you would like to share that we have not been able to address in the interview?
I think something that makes my book a little bit different is that for each day that you read, there's a very powerful quote or Bible verse to start out every day. And I think that makes it unique. I think it gives you some words to ponder and think about throughout your day. And so I think that is a fun, extra in my book.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I should be keeping in touch with you as well.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.